your children at risk? So why are those who need help not getting it?
We struggled to get the services before COVID, and I'm concerned that we'll really struggle to get them now.
An I-Team investigation tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Follow News 1226 on Instagram to see what's trending in your area.
On your side, this is News 12 First at 5.
And this past weekend, Augusta experienced its own fair share of senseless violence.
Mayor Davis and Sheriff Roundtree both talking today about the recent uptick in gun violence across the CSRA.
And all these shootings happening in the middle of a pandemic. The mayor extended his executive order through November 8th. That does include the mask mandate and banning large gatherings.
But as Brady Trapnell reports, the sheriff talked a lot about violent crimes and how to fix the problem.
Sheriff Roundtree says the shooting at the Augusta Mall is a reminder that gun violence is still a big issue, but he called it a community task to fix it. The sheriff's office says there's been 26 homicides this year, but 174 incidents of aggravated assault involving guns. Sheriff Roundtree says they are similar numbers to last year at this time, but crime also dropped considerably during the early part of the pandemic. Richmond County says they're now trying to run their proactive patrols 7 days a week to address crime at the source instead of reacting. Sheriff Roundtree says their biggest priority is stopping violence.
We have seen more and more of these incidents become deadly and fatal in nature, and that is very concerning to us. Band together not just from our law enforcement standpoint, from our faith base, from our civic organization, that we're not going to tolerate gun violence in our community.
City officials also say stopping gun violence has to be a mission for the community, and I spoke with one organization who's trying to be the difference on News 12 at 6 o'clock. Reporting in Augusta, Brady Trapnell on your side.
And Sheriff Roundtree also gave an update on COVID cases in his department. He says 160 people in the agency have tested positive. He says 3 have had to go to the hospital, and 1, of course, Sergeant Norton, did die. A month ago, he says they were averaging about 8 to 10 new cases a week. Now he says they're averaging 3 to 5 a week, so definitely going in the right direction. In the Richmond County Jail, he says there's now just 1 active case.
We're going to take a look at an accident. Actually, we'll go to you, Riley.
Here, I think we wanted to take a look at the accident. I didn't know we were using the weather computer. I thought we were using Mito. Here we go.
Yeah, we're looking at you can see slow going there in the westbound lanes. That's over there by the way station in Columbia County in Grovetown. And you can see, yeah, it is a crawl. We're told that lanes are blocked. Just a few moments ago, we were told that the crash should be cleared by 5:02. Well, it is now 5:02, and you can see that things have not been cleared. So if you're heading that way, it's best to find another route, because look at that, Riley. Now they're completely stopped.
Yeah, and that one sign you can see kind of the bottom right part of your screen, just above the Chick-fil-A one, it says accident 1 mile ahead past SR 388, 1 left lane block. So definitely a good backup there. And it doesn't look like it's made it, at least the backup hasn't made it to the Savannah River just yet. We were just looking at our Savannah River cam courtesy of Earth Cam, and traffic does appear to be moving smoothly over the state line. But temperature-wise this afternoon is very hot out there. We're seeing highs up to 90 out at SRS. Same thing in Jefferson County. Here in Augusta, we've been getting close to 90. We've been hovering around 88, 89. Through this evening, we are expected to stay fairly warm. Temperatures staying in the 70s up until around sunset. And then tonight, thanks to clouds sticking around, that's going to keep our low temperatures generally in the 60s overnight. So not too cool of a night to wake up to Friday morning. Delta's looking a little bit more impressive this afternoon. Starting to see that eye wall form more, and actually the latest Hurricane Hunter mission did find that eye wall now about 35 miles in diameter. Just a couple days ago it was only 5 miles in diameter. So it's definitely getting bigger, and we're likely going to continue to see. Actually, here we go, folks. This is the latest update. Came in just a little bit early. Now a major hurricane again, up to Category 3. We'll have that latest update for you coming up in the full forecast.
All right, thanks for that, Riley. New tonight, USC Aiken will hold in-person graduation next month for the fall 2020 class. The school says they are holding the event outside for COVID precautions and because of CDC recommendations. Again, that'll take place Friday. It's happening November 20th. It'll be at 6 o'clock in the evening at Aiken High's football stadium. The last day of class is Tuesday, November 24th.
Also, First at 5 Team's going to give you a live look right now. This is downtown Augusta. Nope, this is actually the Biden-Harris bus. Is this downtown Augusta?
No.
Are we combining Greek Fest with a rally? But this is a live look. There we go.
Our signals got crossed a little bit there.
I don't think they're getting into the political game. So this is a live look right now of downtown Augusta. This is the Greek Fest. It looks a lot different this year because they're doing drive-through orders. You can also get it delivered. But luckily, the smells are still downtown. So if you go, I hope you're hungry because those gyros and the baklava, so good.
Oh my goodness, I know. Every year I look forward to this, and you can tell a lot of other people look forward to this every year too. That's a long line of cars, but it looks like they've got it under control there. Organizers still wanted to celebrate, and they figured out a safe way to do it, which is good news for all of us who are now craving a gyro, because I don't know about you, Laura, but I'm hungry.
I am. I could eat.
We just tried to limit the person-to-person contact, so we weren't able to have any vendors this year or any music or entertainment, which is sad for us because it's such a big part of our festival. But, so far we've received an overwhelming positive response.
Oh yeah, I'm for sure stopping there on the way home. They just started in the last hour. Here are the times you can pick up food at the Augusta Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church. If you can't make it, again, as Laura mentioned, they're offering delivery. It's through Augusta to Go.
We are keeping a close eye on Delta, and now a major hurricane again. This is going to bring us rain for the weekend. Take a look at how much we're expecting coming up.
I'm David Wrdw, and I
approve this message.
A freshman in high school has made sure the show goes on despite the COVID-19 pandemic.
Over the last month, a 14-year-old has been training the neighborhood kids to perform the classic musical Annie. Katie Eastman takes us to the front row.
A year without theater is a year that Ava Ham would not have.
Orphans, got your costume dirty, it's fine.
When spring and summer productions were canceled,
Does anybody need help?
Ava decided to make her debut as a director at 14 years old.
I've always felt older than I am, but I am very, very proud of it, and I'm so excited because I've already been talking about my next show.
But before that, she has her final performance of Annie Jr. Ava wrangled together a cast of neighborhood kids to play the parts.
With COVID, I haven't done anything, so I thought it was a great idea to do it outside. We've been practiced outside the entire time, so we've been really safe, and I thought it was so fun because now all the kids get to be in production too.
It is 1 a.m. at the New York City Orphanage.
The oldest members of the cast are Ava and another 14-year-old.
It's mostly 5th graders, and we've been practicing since August 25th, so we've had 5 weeks and 4 days, I think.
If you want to hear good news, this is good news.
As much as Ava missed performing, everyone else missed having something to watch.
I love you, Miss Hannigan! Get to work! Step to bed!
It was cuteness overload. It was amazing. That's so much fun.
Some rising stars right there.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to be on a stage in a theater at some point, but the pandemic, you got to be creative. The production even had a concession stand, and they put the money from snacks and drinks toward the Hurley House, an organization that supports families impacted by addiction. So these kids actually giving back to the community too, in more ways than just the performance.
Love that. Okay, this is insane. Look at this. Giant fireball coming right at you on the security camera video right there. And since it's 2020, I'm sure a few people were a little nervous watching this come at them. But this was taken in the city of Monterrey in Mexico, and officials say it was probably just a meteorite. But Riley, that's a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, meteorite could be aliens. You never know. It's 2020, so your bet is as good as mine is what that was. But yeah, fantastic image there. Pretty cool stuff to catch on a security camera there. Major Hurricane Delta back up to major hurricane strength. Winds up to 115 miles an hour, and it's still continuing towards the northwest, but we are expecting more of a northern turn by later tonight. You can see this storm looks much more impressive today. We have a very clear, defined eye starting to form. That's about 30 miles in diameter as well. So this storm is definitely increasing in size as well as gaining in that intensity. We are expecting it to maintain that Category 3 strength as we head into Friday afternoon, possibly even just before landfall. Unfortunately, that would not be the best situation for the Louisiana Gulf Coast. As we head into Friday evening, that's most likely the time we're expecting that landfall somewhere in Louisiana. And then heading into the weekend, this system is going to get get caught up in an upper level trough and move a little bit quicker, but you notice between Saturday and Sunday it doesn't move too much, but that center stays a good ways away from us, so we're not really expecting wind from this system, but it does have that potential to bring us some of those tropical downpours, which can definitely produce some heavy rain. And the latest model guidance coming out today did increase those rain totals we are expecting across the area. Now, this is just one model's interpretation, so this is not necessarily a forecast or set in stone. This is just showing you some of the models we're looking at of what our potential rain totals could be. So isolated areas, maybe over 2 inches. I would say most of us look to stay well below that. That's the European model. This is the American model. So you can see a big difference in those rain totals between the two. Not quite seeing those totals up to 2.5 inches with the American model, but very good consistency that there will be some places that see over 1 inch of rain. So we definitely are expecting some heavy downpours from this as it does get caught up in this upper level trough. So there's Delta. This is our upper level wind field, our jet stream pattern, and this is the trough that's going to help shred Delta apart. As soon as it gets up in that trough, just hurricanes not really able to maintain themselves in that environment. So that's why we're expecting much weaker storm by the time it reaches us. But a good bit of rain for the weekend. Any outdoor plans, definitely not looking great for us, unfortunately. But later next week, we do look drier, and those temperatures staying on the warm side. Stay with us. We'll have much more news just after a short break.
Before COVID-19.
Wanted to give you a quick update in the Atlanta Braves playoff game. The Braves are up 7-0 on the Marlins in the 9th inning. The Braves are up 2-0 in the series, and if they keep this lead, and my gosh, let's hope they will, because it is the 9th inning, they move on to the NLCS for the first time since 2001. So far, the Braves are 4-0 this postseason, and that just feels so good to say. So we're just going to all look at this graphic for a minute and just be thankful for the little things in 2020.
And you know what? Let's just say there is something good about 2020. There you go. A tennis player yells at her boyfriend during the French Open. Take a look at this.
Sit in a different spot. I'm distracted. Sit in a different spot.
Yeah, you heard her. She was all business sitting in a different spot. While struggling with a match with fellow American Danielle Collins, could be heard shouting at her boyfriend. Yeah, Tim Couch, who's also her trainer, then got up out of his seat and headed down the exit ramp. Later, though, cameras found him after he had, in fact, changed his seats. Collins lost, but kept her sense of humor, saying, "I just wanted to look at him from a different location."
Yeah, that's sugarcoating it. It's okay, no judgment here. Okay, do you want to go live under a rock, at least until the election is over?
We can't afford John Ossoff. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Here's a look at your community calendar. This Saturday is Star Wars Reads Day at Augusta Richmond County Libraries. There are virtual and in-person Star Wars events you can go to. It includes goodie bags, giveaways, and interviews with Star Wars authors. The fun starts at 10 a.m., lasts until 3, and should be a great indoor event to take advantage of on Saturday. Tonight, we're expecting clouds to increase throughout tonight. We'll call it partly cloudy. Low temperatures staying pretty mild in the 60s for us. And then tomorrow afternoon, generally dry for most of us, but a good bit of rain expect to head our way for the weekend.
Okay, still to come, at least 6 men accused of plotting to